Hey guys, just wanted to show off my collection, what I have so far from grading wise. Again, I've been collecting Flesh and Blood since May 2020, and I grew obsessed with the cold foils. I have many more cards submitted for grading at the moment, but these are the ones I submit on the $150 service at Beckett Grading Services, BGS. This looks like quite a bit of cards right here. Again, it's not a bragging video. It just shows my passion for Flesh and Blood as a collector, and also I'm a huge player as well. So when I started getting these, for example, let me pull up the heart over here. This is a posted picture yesterday. People thought I was not being nice and doing the heart justice. I just only have 5 of these. So other stacks are not showing as much because, it's kind of hidden. But this is a 9.5 heart right here. I got graded at Beckett. I have 4 other ones, 2 9.5s and 3 9s, for example. And some of these are cards I will plan on resubmitting. And the reason why I'm doing this video is there was a cover sheet contest for a grading channel on Facebook, which I'll provide a link below. And I thought that'd be nice to get my slabs out and take a nice picture of them. But while doing that, though, is I want to show a better way of protecting the slabs, which I have not been doing as well. But anyways, this is 9.5 heart. And as you see, it's got 2 9.5s. It's got centering 9.5. Corners 9.5, which is very rare for Flesh and Blood. Edges 9 and surface 10. So this is one off from a 9.5 quad. Won't get bumped up to 10. So I won't do that, but this is a case for me to resubmit. Again, I want to recheck the edges, but if it's a 0.5 upgrade, it'll be a 9.5 quad plus, which means you have 4 9.5s and 1 greater than 1 9.5. So what I'm going to do right now, though, is I was talking about protecting the slabs themselves. When I got this from Beckett, this didn't come in a plastic sleeve or anything like that. So you got this right here, nice beautiful heart, nice slab right here, but you need to protect it. So what I'm going to do right here is grab a team bag. I grabbed the graded card sleeves. Last one I just had was team bag, which is not the correct one I'm going to use. So I'm going to get this heart right here. And then I'm going to put it in this team bag, or graded card sleeve. There. I'm going to peel this off right here. Then put this right over here. Again, it might look better from the back. Again, first one I've done on this. But now it protects the shell itself. So let me go ahead and just pull out a few of these hearts right here. And the one we just looked at. Here's another 9.5. And this one's also one I might resubmit because it's got 3 9.5s and it's got 9. I would have to recheck the corners. So when I get my cards graded, I had to re-scan all the ones that are close contenders for upgrades, which I heard is pretty rare to get upgraded, but when you get a heart like this, 9.5 quad makes a big difference. So it's worth the resubmissions on that. And then here I got a 9. And what knocked it down was the 8.5 corners right there. Let's see if you can see those. Again, I don't have the best lighting in here, but if you see top left right there, a pretty bad corner. So that's 8.5. I wouldn't say bad, but it's definitely not the cleanest of ones. This is 9 quad plus plus. And then you got a 9 quad plus plus as well with the 10 on surface. Very clean. So what I plan on doing, though, is going through these slabs, and then I'm going to sleeve them all. That's another reason why I have them out. So when I store them. Another thing, though, too, is I want to go through these slabs as well to check to see if there's any imperfections. Because when I go to regrade some cards, sometimes they come with scratches, sometimes you make scratches yourself. Who knows? I can't keep track of it. But let's pull this shard out here. I believe one of them has a scratch on the back or front. This one has a scratch on the front. So it's not the card itself, but if you look right there, it's got a scratch on the actual plastic. I believe it came to me like that. So if I remember correctly, when I got these from BGS, my first submission, they were not sleeved. So that's another reason why I'm sleeving all these. And then I'm going to make a pile of cards I'm going to either resubmit once BGS gets to cheaper prices, like the $150 service. And then also want to have slabs I want to resubmit that are damaged as well and get them replaced too. So with that in mind though, what I see right here, in addition to my passion for the game, it's my belief in the game. All right, I wouldn't have bought all these cold foils if I didn't believe in the game. Again, these are for my collection purposes. I may sell some cards in the future because I don't necessarily need to hold on to all of these, but I love having them so much because when I see them, I remember what got me into the game. First cold foil I opened, I mentioned before, is the Brave Force Bracers. When I saw this card, I was just hooked. Man, I played a game as Durantia, the starter deck, and then I opened the box right afterwards, and I got this freaking Brave Force Bracers, and I just absolutely loved it. I love the warrior aesthetic. I hope for more cool armor in the warrior in the future, but it's probably gonna be a little while before we do it, unless we get some with Everfest. But you know, that got me hooked. I got a random pack of cards from Reaper Games, Bill from there, really nice dude. I forget why he gave me the pack. I think the shipment was late or whatever. And as an apology, he gave me an alpha pack. And one of those packs, not this one specifically, I got a cold foil tunic out of it, and I absolutely, loved it. Now, when I was buying tunics when I first got in the game, they were about $250 to $300 each. So I was buying these at that price. I was buying hearts at $500. I was buying eyes at about $400. The things have changed quite a bit. So I heavily invested in the game, which was a huge risk, but it was my trust and belief in the game, and that too. So I've mounted quite a bit of cold foils, and I have a lot more at BGS, and I have more ready for submitting as well too. For example, I have some cards prepped. I got a bunch of core shims right here. I opened up 5 myself, I believe, and I bought 2 because I just like the art on the card. I did a trade recently for Brave Force Bracers, and I got another Brave Force Bracers in a trade too, where I traded Storm Striders for it, but I didn't get it back in time for grading, and I already have enough on grading, so I'm just going to wait for the economy services for that, which means pay about $35, wait a year for that. I'm in no rush for it. The only cards I've graded besides Welcome to Wrath and Arc that I have back are some libraries right here. I got one 9.5, but I also want to show a little score because not everything is good. This one I have an 8. And the reason why I submitted this one, even though it was off-centered, it was a very clean card. Centering was shit, as you see, 7.5. But the rest of the scores were 9.5s. So I was like, oh man, this is a really clean card, and I still want to get it submitted to BGS. And also, I just learned to grade this year as well myself. So I also want to send some cards that are not perfect as well too. One, to preserve the card. 2, but that way I can learn grading more as well. Because the more you grade, the more you inspect the cards, the better you get at predicting grades. And the more you learn about the quality of the card themselves. So I think I have 5 of those left because I traded one library and some cash for Bracers recently. And these stacks right here, my highest one is my masks. And also I have quite a bit of shards and eyes. Well, quite a bit of everything, to be honest. But the masks, the tunics, and the shards, I really like those cards. I end up getting quite a bit. Now, don't get me wrong. These stacks will be bigger as I have more cards at BGS. But the thing is, you need to protect them as well. That's why I got them out to get them in card sleeves. And while I was doing that, I was like, well, okay, we might as well make a video. Also, this card, I love the Easter egg. Super rare. I got only 3 of them. I had more at one point, but I was collecting more cold foils than I was rainbow foils early on the day. And by the time I decided wanting more E-strikes, they're already gone up in price. So, still a fantastic card to have as a alpha rainbow foil. Again, I have quite a bit of other rainbow foils as well too, but let's focus on the ones we have in front of us. Recently did a trade where I got a quad 9.5 tectonic plate. Absolutely beautiful card. I'm not a Guardian player, but I like the aesthetics quite a bit. And unfortunately, out of all these stacks, I have quite a few shards, I think 10. I did not get any 9.5s. But again, I plan on getting 9.5 of this one eventually, either through trade, buying, or resubmission of my cards. Right here. So, anyways, that's in a nutshell. That's part of my collection. I have, as I showed earlier, I have many more cards I plan on getting graded. These are mostly from Tails right here. Those are all the cold foils I have prepped on them. Because I opened up, I believe, 42 cases of that set. I absolutely loved opening it, so I couldn't stop. But sometimes you get addiction, and you just gotta keep at it. So I always prepare my cards to keep them safe, and then get them ready for grading. I didn't realize it until recently, so I ordered a bunch of these from BCW on Amazon or eBay, whatever. There's a semi-rigid storage boxes. So you can prepare your cards and keep them all stored until you're ready to submit to BGS as well. Maybe I'll do a submission video later on and how I fill out the checklist and all that. But for today, I just want to show the collection. Again, not everything's perfect. I put all the 9.5s on top. Right here. I only have 2 scab skins with me. I definitely have more in the way. But that one's a 9 right here. So not everything's 9.5s. And I have 1 8 Brave Force Bracers. 8.5 I mean. So not everything's perfect. But I try to send the better cards in. But also this being, Alpha and First Edition Arcane Rising. It was my philosophy of going into it is I wanted to preserve these cards. So anything 8 and above, I was planning on submitting. Even if that hurt the value. Because my logic for that too is if you're selling or trading cards, and it adds a lot of complexities to it if you're just sending a card without a grade on it, especially when they're high-end value cards like these, is because you want to make sure that people are getting the quality they want. If you send it to them, it's not matching what they thought, and you could come up with some conflicts that way too. So at this point, it was, all right, well, if I'm paying $35 a card to grade, I have a bunch more at BGS. Should be good grades though. But at that point, I was like, all right, well, might as well grade them all. At that point too. So, anyways, that's my collection. I know some people are talking about selling collections in there from lack of trust in the game, which, that's fine. That's their decision. But all I gotta say is, I trust the game. I fucking love these cards. I keep acquiring new cards. I just bought, I think, 1,000 Rainbow Foil Commons and Rares recently. And I have many more cards at Beckett Grading Services that I plan on getting, not plan on getting, I'm going to get in 2022. And I absolutely look forward to getting them all. And I'll have to figure out how to make a video out of that, because it's going to be a lot more than what we have here. So, to go on that motto though, is, yeah, it's okay to sell your collection. It's okay to sell cards here and there, but making it dramatic is kind of weird, in my opinion. Is if you trust the game or you don't trust the game, or you love the game, whatever, when you're buying the cards in the first place, it's because you love them and you cherish them and you love the game, right? You might buy as a flipper, you might buy as a scalper. Everyone has their different purposes for buying these cards. I bought these cards as a belief in the game. Yeah, did I plan to eventually make some money on these? Sure. If I'm spending 100, 200 grand on a card game, I don't want to lose all my money. But at the same time is, if I'm doing that, I want to make sure that I actually love what I'm buying. So when I back Flesh and Blood, it's because I started off as a player, became a collector, then I just got really into it and went full on into it. And that was probably about late October, December when I went full in Flesh and Blood. I was always in it, but I was buying and selling quite a bit last year. But this collection right here represents my faith in Flesh and Blood. I absolutely love the game. I love the cards. I love looking at them. And I could never have too many. That's my philosophy on that. So, anyways, if you have any questions, leave them below in the comments. And if you want to see more videos in the future, I usually do just the podcast aspect of things. But this is my first attempt at making a video, and I will make more in the future, such as box openings, or other grading submissions I get back, or me showing you how to prepare for grading. Quite a few things I have to talk about. Again, I love the game, I love the cards, and I hope you enjoy this video. And if you want to see more cards and details, I'd be glad to go into it. But before we end, though, I didn't really do the tunic justice that well. So here's the tunic up close. Got that guy right here. Again, I don't have any quads. And to end it up, too, I had to do the eye justice because this is one of my favorite cold foils. Yeah, it's hard to get the lighting in there, but it is a beautiful cold foil. All right, buddy. Thanks for listening, and have a good day.